joining with me again today. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Cleveland. So welcome to the Fish Corner, everybody. If you're new to the channel, before we get started, do a couple things for me real quick. Hit that subscribe button, show some support to the channel, hit that notification bell, let you know whenever I upload, and hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm. Now let's get into this video. So you see I got these orange gloves on, probably wondering why. But those of you that are not new to the channel, y'all see what I'm standing in front of. This is part 2 of the fiberglassing of this 1,200-gallon plywood aquarium. Now, I just posted another video yesterday showing y'all the process, sanding, fiberglassing, this, that, and the other. Now, today we are going to do that wall over there. I've already primed it. I'll show you what that looks like. Today, my confidence is a lot higher because now this is the 3rd time I've worked with fiberglass. Now, preparation is still in place. We got the trough right here where I lay down my fiberglass sheets, put the fiberglass on it, apply it to the wall. I bought more of that epoxy resin. Somebody mentioned I should have slow hardener. That's what I use. That's what I bought. Here's the new one. Here's the old one. And obviously the other old one was slow hardener. So slow hardener allows you to have more work time before it starts getting hard on you. Pretty self-explanatory. I've already cut a lot of the strips that I plan on using on that wall over there. We have about 8 rows down below. I'm thinking if I think I might do this wall as well and that wall right there. Then all I got to do is the bottom and then go back over some of these seams. So obviously I'm going more than 1 layer on the seams. Probably 2 to maybe 3, depending on how I feel about it, depending on how it's looking, things like that. But on the seams, it's getting more than 1 layer. I also bought some more rolls of the fiberglass. So, got 3 more rolls, more than enough. I still have leftover over there that I can cut, and I have a brand new box of the fiberglass 1708 woven fiberglass mat. Now, more than enough. I got enough for this build. I got enough for the next build that I plan on doing, but we got to worry about one at a time. So let me show you how I prime the wall. The newcomers might not understand what I mean when I say prime the wall, so it will be beneficial to somebody. So let me show you all that, and then we're going to throw this mask on. Again, very important, have you a really good mask when you do your fiberglassing. You also want a good pair of goggles. I really like these goggles because it has this foam or this rubber gasket around it that really prevents anything from getting in there. And these are only like $7 on Amazon. I mean, I bought a lot of stuff from Amazon. I bought the goggles, the mask, the mat rolls. I bought the big fiberglass roll. Bought the gloves. Bought the epoxy resin. Bought the cups. I mean, the wood. The wood stirs that I probably do need to grab some more of those because, you know, wood stirs everything. So I may or may not put the links to everything in the description. I don't know. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at that prime and let's get moving. All right, let's take a look at this beast so far. I want y'all to see what I got going on if y'all are new to the channel. This is a 12-foot by 4-foot plywood aquarium. This thing is for my saltwater fish, but temporarily I will be putting the freshwater fish in there so I could build my freshwater fish a 3,000-gallon plywood tank, and then I'll move over my saltwater guys. So my saltwater guys are going to be going in here long term. But like I said, I got to start off by moving my freshwater guys in for a little bit. So here's the prime wall. So that basically means that you mix up some resin with some hardener. You apply it to the wall. You want it to absorb into the wall. Once the wall is no longer pulling that resin into the actual wood of it, then you could put your fiberglass mat over it And then you could add more epoxy resin along with the hardener on top. Obviously it's mixed, but then you could put it on there. The reason why is because you don't want, when you put your dry fiberglass on a wall and then you put your epoxy resin mix, your epoxy resin hardener mix on top of the fiberglass, you don't want it to pull your resin through the fiberglass mat and soak into the wood. So you want to completely saturate the wood first. Saturate it. Once you still see a nice layer, you can't really see it on camera, but it's a nice shiny layer on there. So it's no longer pulling any of the resin into the wood. So when I put that mat up there that's soaked with that resin and hardener, it's going to just bond. It's going to pull the fiberglass to the wood, and it's going to pull the resin from on the outside of the fiberglass to the bottom. So it's just going to make it one. That's really what you want. You get dry areas when you put your fiberglass mat on the wood without putting that primer coat on there. And sometimes you could just hang it and put the primer coat under it, but I think this is much better. That way I can actually see whether or not the wood is still pulling my resin and hardener into the wood. Like I said, you want to wait until it stops pulling it into the wood before you put your fiberglass mat up there. All right, let's get cooking. All right, so now as you can see, this is my little workstation that I'm talking about. I really like doing it like this. This was a tip that I received. This is a tip that I seen online on YouTube. Seen another guy that does this kind of stuff. He fiberglass boats, and this is what he used. Now, using this 2 times already, this was the best way of doing it. It allows me to completely saturate my fiberglass mat before I even touch the wall. So, just a little tip. So I think I want to start off, I think what I'll do is, I'll probably start off with the seams on the bottom. So we're going to use this right here, this roll. So you measure it out. This is 4 foot right here. So that was very helpful. And now I know. And that is about 3 foot on the bottom. So we'll cut it to about right there. And the woven mat is pretty much woven on top. And then on the bottom, you got the chopped strand mat. A lot of times people will buy just chopped strand mat. That fiberglass needs polyester resin and not epoxy resin. So make sure you're buying a proper resin for the fiberglass you have. Or you could get the resin first and then buy the proper fiberglass. So either or, you want to make sure that you have a combination of correct resin with the correct fiberglass. So make sure you do your research. Here's my little cut. The pumps are 1-to-1 ratio. The cups are 1-to-1 ratio. They already have these pumps calibrated to work where you get the correct amount of epoxy resin and you get the correct amount of slow hardener. So don't worry about any of that. If you have one of these cups that come with it, has the measurements on it, increments, but since I'm not mixing that much at one time, we're doing the pumps 1 for 1. 1 pump of resin, 1 pump of hardener. For this mat right here, I think I need 4 pumps of each. Let it come all the way up. All right, that's 4. And this one's fast. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now get you a timer. You're gonna want a timer. I use my telephone. You have it on a timer from 2 to 3 minutes. Hit the timer. Get to mixing. Now you don't want to mix all crazy because you don't want air bubbles to get inside of your mixture. So some people use tools, use a drill with a mixer on it. I don't suggest that because you could possibly get a lot of air in your mixture. You don't want that to happen. So just mix it thoroughly, just mix it. Treat it like cake batter without the mixer. And I usually do about 2 minutes, 10 seconds, something like that sometimes. But a minimum 2 minutes. I don't really do 3. It makes it feel nice and thick, like you want it. We'll do this one together. I'll show you where I'm doing it. And then we'll start the wall. And then I'll get that wall finished, and then we'll see how much I feel like doing any of the other walls. Get you a nice little paintbrush kit. I like the brushes over the roller because the rollers suck up so much of this resin. It just slurp it up. You know what I mean? So the brush don't do that. Soaks up a little bit in the handle, right there where the metal part is, but for the most part, it don't really soak it up like that. Also, when I'm doing smaller areas or using smaller pieces of fiberglass mat, I don't need like a roller to cover such a big area. Look at that, 2 minutes already. All right, so now all we do is just pour it on. So when I'm pouring it on, I do the mat first, and then I do the edges. Once you start hitting those edges, it's hard to bring the resin back on top of the mat. So get it on the mat first, and then you can start hitting those edges. The fiberglass is going to slide when you first start this because it's not sticky. But after the first mat, it won't slide anymore because it's going to have resin on your garbage bags. So just like that. Okay, you see that? You can, but I may zoom in when I'm doing the editing on the video. So this whole process took 3 minutes. The mixing, and then 1 minute to put this on there. Now I'm going to show you what this look like, and then I'm going to get this on the seam. Alright, take a look. Alright, you see that? Semi-translucent. You see how it's soaking it all the way through? That's because you got a little bit pulling from the bottom. Now that's why you want that wood to be saturated so it could pull more. It'll be translucent. So let's get it on the wall. Alright. So like I said, I'm going to put that one right there. Let me get my tool. Keep you a bucket of acetone. Fill it up. 5-gallon bucket. Keep it on standby. Throw your tools in there when you're not using them. Alright. Now let me Make my way on over. Alright, and that's just to protect the drips. So first piece. Could have made it longer. There we go. Got it in there. Alright. First one, this for corners. Now again, like I said, this is not so much a how-to. This is just how I'm doing it. If it's useful, great. If it's not, that's great too. There's other people that's doing these kind of videos online that's definitely way more informed than I am. So you just roll it out. You don't want to put too much pressure on it. Roll it out. Just like that. Just like that. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to overwork it. You don't want to pull material from your fiberglass. You want to use this roller right here that also comes in a kit from Amazon. Now, I do got a corner with a burr on it. So what I want to do with that, I got to cut that real quick. Move fast. All right. And what I do is I dip my hands in the glove, and I dip my gloves in the acetone to clean it real quick. I also double glove. So this corner got a little sharp edge. So take my razor. Ooh, that's yeah, that's hard, boy. All right, there we go. Get it out of there. Get that piece up out of there. Now, that was in the corner. So now it should wrap around a bit better. But I'm going to come down with another piece right down there. And that should tie it all in. If you can't get a corner, it's much better to cut it out. There we go. There we go. All right, so you cut it out. Come back with another piece. Cover it up. All right. Okay. That's pretty good. Let me show you. Let me get my hands again. All right. There we go. All right. Let me show you. All right, so check it out. There we go. You see how that's translucent? That's what you want. That's what you're shooting for. And that's the corner I had a problem with. And like I said, I'm going to overlap another piece to go down here to cover up that seam. And then also, like I said, doubling it up here, doubling it up there, doubling it up right there, doubling it up right there. All of that is going to be doubled up. So yeah, we're on this wall. We're getting the ball rolling. We'll finish off that piece right there, that side. I'll do this bottom part with y'all. And then, yeah, getting it underway. Stay tuned. All right, so that piece wasn't long enough, but I do have some extra from last time, right? So I'm just going to use that whole piece, cover that up, overlap it, and yeah. So for that piece, I'm thinking 3. 1, let it come all the way up. 2. Now I will admit, this sucks. Pumping it out, pouring it is probably better, but again, when you have smaller batches, it's less likely to heat up on you, start getting hard. You don't waste as much material, and you're not in that much of a rush. So that's why I use smaller batches. Let's get the timer going again. Alright, timer's on. I'm back to mixing. Back to mixing. And then when you could just let go layer on top of layer. Once you get that first layer down, you don't have to wait for it to dry to hit that second layer. I did because I waited days in between. I ran out of resin and also ran out of the strips. That is a 6-inch roll of 1708 fiberglass mat. They also have one that's 1808, but I like the 1708. It was recommended, and the guy that I watch, Bill Boast, that's what he used all the time. He used a lot of them in his workshop, but he said that's one of the best ones to go with. Most people are going to use that. The chop stranded fiberglass mat that's on the bottom adheres very well to wood, as you just seen. That was like perfect. That's what you wanted it to look like. I love you, Carter. Carter's outside having a ball. So yeah. $30 more minutes. All right. We're about there. And there it is. Right there. All right. Try to get as much of that excess material off of your stirring stick. And then, like I said, put it on top of your mat first. That was actually more than enough. And then start doing the sides. Even though it was a lot more than what was needed, I'll use this to prime the wood in some of the other areas that I plan on doing today, maybe. It's not that much. Just a little bit left. Not even a quarter cup. All right. Let's get this one into place. Got to position you. Like I said, 3 minutes time. Like I said, it takes 3 minutes to saturate the fiberglass mat. Like I said, keep your tools in the resin. All right. All right. Now I kind of got to get in there a bit because it's way over there in the corner. All right. There we go. Okay. It's in there. First tool. Just like that. Next tool. Roll it out. Roll it out. should see the air bubbles coming out. You don't want to be pulling so much material out. All right, I'll go back behind it again. Hit it with this one more time. Okay, and that's it. Just like that, y'all. Just like that. Now I did come with some more of this material, more resin. I really don't need it, but I'll use it anyway since I got it right here. You can put that on top of areas where you feel like you can use it. So instead of like overworking it with that roller, just add more of the resin. There you go. Just like that. Now I still got a little bit to jumpstart this area now. I will do this part. We got work to do. So let me show you. Show you how it's looking. Drop this in the acetone. Hit my hands with the acetone. That's why you keep you a rag on standby so you can keep drying your hands. All right, let me show you. All right, there it is. Got that piece done. So next I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna start tackling that wall. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this side. Do this one next. And that one. And then I'm gonna hit that wall. So I'll get back with you when I got this done. Then we're gonna decide on what we wanna do next. All right, y'all. So we are done for the day. We got that whole side done. I doubled up a couple areas. I'm just gonna show you so we can wrap this up. I got some food waiting on me, some in and out. If y'all somewhere in the country or in the world where y'all don't have in and out, you missing out. Check it out. All right, check it out, check it out. So I got all of this done. Got that corner done. Doubled up on that corner right there. Got that whole section down there done. So yeah, just gotta let it dry. Looks like I could roll out some of those air bubbles. I'm gonna show you what's going on. It's not really rolling out. It's completely saturated. Sometimes it will harden even though it's an air bubble when your mat is overly saturated. All right. You see? Some of those come out. But all of those, okay, we got a couple of them. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. So what I'm noticing is that sometimes it has to sit on the wall for a second before some of these will roll out. Sometimes they won't. There we go. All right. All right, so you were able to see Some of those get rolled out too. And I'm really was concerned about the seams. The areas like this, it's really not a big deal. Some people don't even use the fiberglass, so it's going to protect it. We're also going to hit it with some pine shield, so it's all good. It really is. So yeah, just ruin that, so I'm not going to mess with that no more. But anyway, as you can see, got it done. Doubled up on a couple areas, like this corner right here. Put some mat on that wall right here that's on the face. Got down there done. The next video, we're going to hit this wall. One wall a day. Alright, y'all. So that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that you learned something. Hope that you're inspired by something. If you're new to the channel, do a couple things. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And everybody, if you like the video, like the damn video. Peace.